Hey everybody, welcome back to the Working Man's Whiskey. I'm Bobby. Guys, it's Friday. Just walked in the door from work. It was a short week, but it was a long week. Only had 3 days this week, of course, because of Christmas. But uh, just long hours. And today, I've been up since 2 o'clock in the morning. Same with yesterday, 2 o'clock a.m. Working in the city until. It doesn't sound too bad, but it's 5 to 3:30. Especially when you've been up since 2 a.m. It wears on you a little bit, so I'm happy to be off. Happy the weekend's here, and happy to be bringing you this review. This is a craft whiskey here, but it's not the one that I am going to do. That I told you guys I was going to do next. This one here is actually one that I found after work today. Went to Bevmo because I have two more Christmases coming up this weekend. One with my dad on Saturday, and one with my mom on Sunday. So, as usual, I'm kind of the spirit guy, the one to bring the booze to the parties. So. Went in with the intent on actually just buying beer for the weekend, but it happens sometimes. I left with more than I had planned on, and I saw this. They have the little bottles up front, and I always check to see if there's something I haven't had before, and I saw this and did a little quick research on it, guys. It's called the Elk Rider. It's from Heritage Distilling Company in Washington State, and Heritage is run. It was founded and it's run by a husband and wife named Justin and Jennifer Stifle, I believe. Not sure if it's Stifle or Stiefel, or I'm going with Stifle. So anyway, they run it, and they named this bourbon. There's also a rye whiskey and I think a couple other ones too. But they named this Elk Rider after Jennifer Stifle's ancestors who settled in the area, and they would catch and break wild elk in the area, and which included riding them. So as you can see, hopefully you guys can see this. I'll try to get close enough, but I like the picture on this. It's kind of cool. You have the woods, and you have a cowgirl on an elk right there. So it's kind of neat, guys. I kind of like this little picture on the front of the bottle here. I've never seen this in a 750 milliliter bottle. Actually, this is the first time I've seen this at all. So I figured I probably try it out, and then if I like it, I can try to find a big bottle later on. But not sure if I'll be able to find one around here. So maybe get a bunch of little bottles, guys, if it's good. Have not had this before, obviously. And let's see what else. 46% ABV, 92 proof, and it was just kind of a cool little backstory about the ancestors. Catching wild elk and breaking them and all that. Thought that was pretty neat, and wanted to try out another craft whiskey, and it said they're a craft distillery, so one that I haven't heard of, the Heritage Distilling in Washington, one more time. And while I'm on the subject of craft whiskeys, I reviewed one, my review before last. I'm going to be doing one hopefully for the new year, guys. A little New Year's review that I had planned. But I wanted to slip this one in here. Never a wrong time to do a review. And as always, you never know when it's going to be 3 or 4 weeks between reviews. So wanted to get this review in here. So anyway, guys, if anybody's had this before, let me know. I'd love to hear what you think about it. Give a little pour the whole thing. Obviously, it's no use in putting back just a little bit. So Uh, I can smell it from here. That's for sure. This whiskey, by the way, is I believe under. Um, I believe it's a little less than 2 years old, but right around the 2 year mark. Um, Mash bill, from what I read, is 65% corn, 30% rye, and 5% malted barley. So it's a bourbon, but you're looking at a pretty high rye content there. So looking forward to this whiskey. Hopefully, it's one, as I said, that I can go back and buy again. I've seen online when I was doing my little bit of research that the 750s usually go somewhere between 30 and $40. This one was just a couple bucks to try it out. Hey guys, if you can find a whiskey, if you want to just try something out, this is the way to go. I mean, if you can find a little bottle of something, grab it. Trying something out for $2. You can go to the bar and try out the same amount for whatever, $8 or $10, but I recommend doing it this way. So we'll take a look at this, guys. As I said, it's a pretty young whiskey. It says under 2 years old, so somewhere under 2 years, and it's pretty light. We're looking at a honey color here, maybe a light apple juice. This is an interesting nose here. Nothing bad about it at all. It's a nice nose. Different than a lot of bourbons that I usually review. It's a light nose. You do get some rye in there, definitely. But you're getting a lot of, you get some honey and a lot of lighter fruit notes. Apples. But you're also getting some, I'm getting some citrus in here as well, some like lemon peel. It's got a nuttiness to it, definitely got a nuttiness to it. Let's try it out, guys. And a lot of those same notes on the palate. It's interesting. It's different than a lot of whiskeys I've had. Get those light fruit notes. Some definitely some citrus in there. More of the citrus than the apple on the palate. I'm getting some rye notes. I mean, some good rye in there, good spice. But the rye in this is along the lines of the sawdust type, almost briny type rye notes. I'm getting a lot of that lemon peel. It's a light bourbon for 92 proof. This tastes pretty. I wouldn't guess this was 92 proof, to be honest. It's good. Definitely glad I bought this. Not sure if I'd buy a big bottle of this stuff. Next time I want to try out the rye that they had there. But I definitely recommend trying this out. If you can find it in a little bottle like this, or the big bottle at a decent price, try it out. It's got some good notes in it. It's got some good nuttiness. That I like that lemon in there. But I will say that this is it's a little bit on the light side for what I usually like to drink, and it's a little bit thinner than what I usually like to drink. But it's a good whiskey. It's not. There's nothing bad about this. You can taste a little bit of the youth in it, but not in a bad way. You can just taste that it's a little bit young, but it's got some good things going for it. It's just not one that I would usually go back to. As I mentioned, I just like the whiskeys with a little more oomph, I guess you could say. This is a little thin, little light on the palate, even at 92 proof. So for a rating, I'll take one more sip and give it a rating, guys. That's funny. In that last sip there, there was almost like a sweet potato type quality to it. That was interesting. I like this. I like it. But if I want to try it again, I'll probably go back to a little bottle like this, give it another chance. Maybe I'll like it more next time. But definitely one worth trying. For a rating, I'm going to give this an 80 out of 100. 80 is still not a bad score, guys. I mean, I've had whiskeys that I really don't care for in the past. This one I do like. It's just not quite my style. So try it out if you can find it. Again, it's from Washington State, so I'm not sure how far out they've reached so far. But try it out if you can find it, guys. That's going to do it for this one. Looking forward to my New Year review. That one's the one from my, it was a gift from my aunt and my uncle, and for my birthday. And they bought it straight from the guy who made it. So I'm looking forward to reviewing that. And it's from right here in my home state of California. So a lot of great whiskey being made in Kentucky and Tennessee, guys. So I'm looking forward to reviewing things like this from Washington and good whiskey being made from my home state here of California. There's some good whiskey being made around the U.S. these days, and I hope it catches on more. And I'm looking forward to seeing where it all goes. So if you haven't subscribed yet, guys, please do. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Till next time, cheers.